Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. How are you? The time now in Malaysia is 9 p.m. Sharp, and we are starting this show. It's called Grow. It's all about how to grow your network, your influence on LinkedIn. And I'm trying out a new setup here tonight. So we got a new camera. We had a couple of screens. I mean, it's serious here, guys. So I'm so happy to have all of you on board. Welcome, one and all. We have so many people from all over the world here in the chat. Thanks so much for showing up. I mean, I really, really do appreciate you guys. Apa khabar Prasanga? He's originally from Johor, but now he's in the US. Originally from the US, but now in Johor. Okay, sorry, I got my bad. So you have to tell us what's your favorite food in Johor is, Prasanga. We have Shafiq. Apa khabar Shafiq? Shafiq is here from Cyberjaya. Hey, I lived in Cyberjaya for quite a while. In Siberia Crescent 2. I was working in Multimedia Development Corporation at the time, and we bought this house. Now I live near Sepang, near the Sepang International, KL International Airport in Sepang. It's a bit quieter if you see my videos. We have birds, it's green, it's cool. I love it here. Welcome, Shafiq. I'm just going to go one by one through all of you guys. We have Nasrul from Terengganu. Apa khabar, Terengganu? Welcome. We have Hatel, my favorite psychologist. Apa khabar? Ready to be radio DJ. Hey, from Singapore / KL. You're in two places at once. Great. Thank you so much for joining tonight. We have Salinun Ghazali. Apa khabar? Daripada KL. We have Dania. Apa khabar Dania daripada Rawang? Dania Delilah Azman. We have Wani, orang Penang. Interesting. Ini Wani ke ni? Nur Shazwani. Yes. So, interesting story. I grew up, and you might notice a little bit of accent. I speak with a little bit of an Midwestern American twang. But the story is this. When I was little, when I was 3 years old, I wasn't really speaking yet, but my late dad continued his studies for his PhD at Indiana University, Bloomington, Indiana. Go Hoosiers. So he brought all of us kids, 7 children. He brought 7 children to the United States with him when he was studying for his PhD, and of course with my mom. So all 9 of us boarded a plane when I was 3 years old, and we landed in Bloomington, Indiana, and we stayed there for almost 4 years. So I started to talk in Bloomington, Indiana, and so hence this is the way I speak English. I'm not making it up. This is just the way I speak. And interestingly enough, 4 years later, when I was 7 years old, we moved back to Malaysia, and my dad got a job as a professor in University Science Malaysia in Penang. Yeah, Nur Shazwani, right in Penang. So I started to speak Malay in Penang. So my first language is Midwestern US. My second language is Logat Utara Penang. Penang Mai Baang. So I learned to speak Malay in the Penang accent, and I eventually learned how to speak Bahasa Melayu proper, but that's just a short discourse there. Murtaza from Klang. Apa khabar, Murtaza? Another story is, after we moved back from Penang to Shah Alam, I went to school in Lasal, Klang. That was Darjah 5, Darjah 6 in Lasal, Klang. So, oh yeah, so thanks Salinun and Hatel for having a little reunion here on my channel. That's fine, might as well. Redbeard, all the way from the States. We have Will Nelson, Mabro, Pasal Cakap Penang. Salinun is saying, so how are you, Will? We're just catching up here. You know what, guys? We had a bit of a mix-up with my guest tonight, so it's just me. It's just plain old me. So we're going to talk still about grow, which is why I've extended this introduction a little bit. Yes, Shazwani, I was in Penang. Will, of course, will be on this show soon. You'll be on the show as soon as you book a spot on my Calendly. We'll have Will Nelson from Milwaukee, U.S. of A, Wisconsin, huh? Milwaukee, Wisconsin, U.S. of A. William Will Nelson. He's my brother in beard, right, Will? So, as always, guys, any questions? Ooh, wait, I caught myself calling you guys again. And, since I've been a bit more involved in the 30% Club Malaysia, I still have to promote 30% Club. It was formed to increase the participation of women on boards and in the C suite around the world. And we are the Malaysian chapter, and I'm very heavily involved with them. We are organizing several events for International Women's Day, which falls on the 8th of March. It's just coming up. Next Monday is International Women's Week. So we got a lot of things going on. But anyway, I keep catching myself saying, hey guys. And I read an article, and someone passed me an article that said that, hey guys, is kind of exclusive. It's not inclusive. Hey guys refers to all of the men. So it started off where people were saying, hey guys, because they only addressed the men in the crowd. They didn't want to talk to the women in the crowd. They only wanted to talk to the men. But this somehow has been accepted in many societies as being fine. It has become, in some people's views, an inclusive term. Hey guys means hey guys and gals. But it started away, and some people feel that is kind of exclusive and male only. So I will try my best to not use this term anymore. Hey guys. So peace be with you. Will we say assalamu alaikum? It's Arabic, of course. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. And that's widely in many countries in the whole Muslim world. But in Malaysia, everybody says assalamu alaikum. It means peace be upon you, and the reply is wa alaikum salam, and peace be upon you as well. Or you can say salamat sejahtera. Will salamat is safe, peace. It's a greeting. Salamat, to be safe. Sejahtera is also to be safe. So salamat sejahtera is a term that you can use to say peace on you. Or you can just say yo, peace. That works too in Malaysia. So, go Arsenal, go Gunners. Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now back to Grow. Grow again was envisioned as a show where I bring on people from all over the world to speak about how to grow on LinkedIn specifically. But by virtue of it being a social media, it works on basically any social media. And you have to grow yourself as a person. Hatel, my psychologist in the crowd, will or psychologist in the crowd will testify to that. You can tell us your thoughts on that, Hatel. But in order to grow in any endeavor that you do, you need to really grow yourself as a person as well. So this show, I hope, will provide some of that growth in your personal lives, in your social media, whichever social media that is, but specifically for LinkedIn. Because you know what? The intentions of people going into various social medias is so different, right? I mean, you may have your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever else you're on, Twitch, and you go to each of those platforms for specific reasons. And you go to Facebook, I don't know, to catch up with your family and your friends and your schoolmates and your alumni. And, there's a lot of drama on Facebook and a lot of whatever goes on. I'm not on Facebook. I used to be. I'm not on Facebook anymore. I do click on links if somebody shares a video or something like that. But I used to have a page, as if Mustafa. I don't anymore. I didn't find it of value, and there was a lot of toxicity, however you say that there. So I just fell off of that. I'm on Instagram, not very active. It's Azif. If you want to look for me, it's just at Azif. If you go to Instagram, it's more to look at pretty pictures, look at pretty people, look at lifestyle, that sort of stuff. You go to Twitter for really short bleeps. It's kind of random. People say stuff in really short snippets, but it is pretty good for like breaking news and stuff that is really in the now. But LinkedIn, people typically, and guys, you can tell me again, guys, everyone, you can tell me why you are on LinkedIn in the chat. I'll put your comments up. But for me, I'm on LinkedIn because I want to grow. I want to grow myself personally. I want to grow professionally. I want to learn things. I want to meet cool people who are also interested in growing and learning themselves. And I want to expand this network, this incredible network from, I started with, everybody starts with zero. But for 10 years, from 2010 to 2020, I did really basically nothing. But I grew. I was in some positions that were kind of high profile. I was in the news a bit. I was on TV. I was in the papers. So I had a following of about 1,000 people, close to 2,000 people maybe. But I didn't do much, right? I posted once a year maybe, but I had a small following. So I started posting on LinkedIn in August 2020. And I looked at what the best practices were, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I just followed, what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to post regularly. So I posted 2-3 times a week. I commented on people's posts. I enjoyed reading stuff. So I was, very generous with my likes, with my comments. And very quickly, within a couple of months, August, September, part of October, I already doubled my following from like 1.5 to 3,000 super quickly. And then I joined Growth Academy. If you're interested to join that, DM me, or I'll put in the link in the comment section. Growth Academy really put me on this kind of fast track of growth because it showed me what I was supposed to do, made my process much easier. There's a workflow to putting content out, and that workflow became tremendously easier because of the learnings that I learned from Shanae Moray and everybody else on Growth Academy. And between November and January, in 3 months, I quadrupled my 3,000 to close to 12,000 now. So I'm just about at 12. I think I may be at 12,000 now. I don't not know. I was 11,900 something. So it's close to that. So that is my real kind of journey since August, and particularly since November, when I started this show. I started Culturism, and we had all of these different shows to really reach out to more people. And I got tons of invitations to other people's podcasts, other people's lives. I've been to a couple of universities speaking to their students. I've been doing a lot of public speaking anyway, but since I got active on LinkedIn, it's been crazy, tremendous. So many speaking opportunities that I've received over this past couple of months. So we have other people joining the stream today. How do I do fancy videos, Will? I don't do fancy videos, man. I do effective videos without fancy equipment. All right. Tonight is the first time I'm using this webcam, actually. I'll probably do I just bought this on the way home from work. It's called the Thron Max GoPro HD webcam. It cost me 200 ringgit, $50, 50 US dollars. It's from Sweden. I didn't know. I just walked into the store. I said I need a camera. I do a couple of shows a week streaming. So they offered me everything from the cheap 50 ringgit ones up to the 500 ringgit ones. So I settled on this mid-range one. It sounded pretty good, had pretty good reviews. So now I'm using this. It's a webcam, Will. It's nothing fancy. It's not a DSLR or anything like that. It's stuck to the top of my monitor. And I'm looking at it right now. I don't know. I think it's a bit better than my built-in camera on my laptop. I use a Dell, and there's a built-in camera. This is a step up from that. This is my 20th, I think, I'm losing track, 20th Grow show. So that means I've done plenty fine with 19 shows just using my laptop and the built-in mic. So this on this 20th show, I'm using this new camera. I do have a microphone here, as you can see. Mike, it's a Behringer UM2. It was a package. It came with a little audio interface. There's a mic There's these headphones came with it too. It cost about 350 ringgit, I think. Uh, I mean, these are not fancy. What you would describe as fancy equipment. It's basic equipment, but all you need to do really to go live is a streaming app. I currently use Restream. I have to mention them because they did put me into their kind of influencer program. They gave me a free pro license for a month, which is what I'm using right now. Pro is cool because you can do lots of cool stuff with it, and you get to record your stuff. Then I can repurpose those recordings as podcasts or snippets or what have you. I haven't gotten around to do that. I'm a pretty busy man, but we don't need a lot of fancy equipment. My daily morning reflections, they're coming out later and later in the day. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, everyone. But that is just done on my iPhone. Nothing else except for the iPhone. It's recorded there. As you can see, there's a little bit of editing done. I use Veed dot. Is it Veed.io? I think it's Veed.io. Yeah, Veed.io. I have the free version. I'm not plugging them or anything. I just use it. It's a free thing. You can edit very easy in the browser. You don't need any software. It provides really pretty good captioning. So I always try and caption my videos because there's a lot of people who don't turn on the volume on the videos when they watch it. They're either at work or at the dinner table or whatever. They don't want to bother anyone else. They're not wearing headphones, so they don't turn on the volume, so they can still catch what we're trying to convey in those videos because of the captioning. So Veed.io provides awesome captioning, easily puts in videos. The only problem with Veed.io is that they do not accept videos larger than 20, is it 20 megabytes? I'd like to say that, 20 MB. So the problem with that, if you're shooting from your iPhone, the file becomes quite massive. So I'll run through everybody what the workflow is. So I shoot a video on my iPhone. Once I shoot it, I upload it to my Google Drive. Once it's uploaded to the Google Drive, I go to compress. Let me just get it now. Compress video compressor, right? Video compressor online. It's freeconvert.com/video compressor. So what I do is I compress my videos to below 20 megabytes. And what that does, it allows me to upload to Veed.io video. From there, you can edit. You can put 2, 3, 4 videos together. As you can see, I have a little intro to my video, a little outro. Those are done Canva. So if you many of people use Canva, it's also free. So basically, I'm a cheapskate, right? I use free stuff. So there's free video compressing, free video editing, video Veed.io, free design at canva.com, and this is what I have, right? So hello, Azif. So that's what I do. Hatel is being super kind. She saw my ride. I'm no superstar, Hatel. Yeah, I mean, this is what Will is asking as well. I mean, you can't make yourself human, man. You can make yourself inhuman and not approachable, right? The in Arabic is fitra, right? The normal human condition is you're human. So in order to make yourself less approachable, you have to make yourself less human. So really, it's really about getting in touch with myself. I think, Hatel, what happened was I discovered myself on LinkedIn. These videos that I do every day released this energy and released this creativity in me. And I found that I thoroughly enjoyed. Sometimes the process is painful. You have to redo your shoots, you have to edit, you have to make time for it. But the outcome for me, and this is what I want to share with all of you, the outcome has been so nourishing. I couldn't find a better word for it, because it really nourishes my soul, because I get comments like this, Hatel. I get comments like what Will is saying, that I'm so human and approachable. It feeds me. It tells me that I'm human, and it tells me that I'm valuable. And sometimes I feel selfish for doing this because it makes me feel so good. It makes me enjoy the process. It makes me look forward to waking up in the morning so that I can shoot a new video in the morning. I can post morning reflections because I get all of these great comments on the post. I get DMs, tons of direct messages from you guys. You guys, again, from everyone, and they are all so beautiful and so giving, and people are so kind. I think what differentiates LinkedIn from all the other social media that I'm on is that LinkedIn is so kind. There's so many kind people. I haven't really gotten any stings, any flames, any people being nasty. Not me yet. I thank Alhamdulillah, thank to Allah for being so kind and bringing kind people into my life. So yeah, that's what Hatel, I think, has a longer question. How do I split my time? My wife is full time, right? I work thereabouts. So I work full time. I really and can say that I love my job. My job also nourishes me. It gives me great exposure and so many beautiful people on a day-to-day basis on my job. It's interesting. It helps me grow. I love the job. So I concentrate basically from 6. Many people have asked how much time I'm on LinkedIn. I'm producing so much content, but I spend probably 2 hours a day. So it's not trivial. It's substantial. If you want to get good at anything, you need to put in the time. I believe half an hour in the mornings. Yeah, I mean, you guys know me, and you know that I run first thing in the morning with my ex-girlfriend. We exercise a little bit. I load it to Google Drive. I compress it. I edit it. All of that before 9 a.m. Hopefully, typically, and I upload the video. So that takes me about half an hour. Throughout the day from 9 to 6, I spend maybe half an hour again in like 5 to 10 minute spurts. So I check my phone, I answer some questions, I DM some people, I comment, I comment in like 5 minute spurts. When I take a break, when I stand up to walk, I do all of this. So that's probably 45 minutes, half an hour. In the evenings like this, if I have a show, of course, I spend an hour and a half getting ready, doing the show and off. Even without a show, I probably spend a good hour engaging, commenting, preparing a post. I sometimes post at night because I know my friends like Will, it's early morning for them. So when I post at about this time, they're just starting their day. It's a good time to post early in the morning. So I post once in the morning Malaysian time, once in the morning US time, because I have an audience in both time zones. So that's how I kind of spend the time. But what it does and what it gives back to me is tremendous opportunities, and especially good friends. I've met Hitel, I've met Will, I've met all of, almost everybody tuning in tonight has commented on my content before. We've engaged already, and I consider all of you my friends. And to have 12,000 friends is just totally amazing to me. People I can really DM and ask questions of, and really get tremendous valuable advice and input from so many people, and that has just really moved me to give more, to the community that I've built. So this red beard community of people who comment and engage with me on my content has really, driven me to become more giving. Actually, I give more of myself now because of the impact that it makes on people, because of the feedback I've been getting. So it's amazing once you start putting yourself out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't put out any content, LinkedIn is a perfect place to do so. It's forgiving. People don't expect high production value. I can just sit on this old seat that we took out of our what is this? We took out of our minivan. It's used as an office chair here in my little office, and there's no fancy sets, there's no fancy editing, there's no music, but people accept it. And it's, sometimes people actually value authenticity over perfection. So that's something that's a mantra that we have in the Growth Academy: authenticity over perfection. Don't overthink it. If you have something to say it. Put it out in a post, in an article, put out an image, put out a video. If you're not comfortable with video, put out text. If you're not comfortable with that, you can put out, we have carousels. You can put out like slideshows. Those are really, really engaging. If you're good with a camera, you can put out your photos. Like Lisa Teo, she's great. She's an awesome painter. She puts her paintings out and she writes about them. Very, very engaging. There's so many ways to express yourself on this platform. Please do so, because the impact that it has on people, especially if it's emotional, and this is something we teach people as well. If you want to put something out there, make sure there's an emotional connection, that you feel an emotional connection to that piece of content that you put out. Because if you do, you're almost guaranteed that somebody out there's 750 million people on LinkedIn. One person out there will connect on the same wavelength that you put out, and people will talk about it, and people will comment and express their own feelings about it. And there you have a conversation going on, and you have connected with people, and you're building this small community. So if you have not done so, put it out there, man. Just put out a piece of content and see what happens. People connect with it. Of course, you won't get hundreds of views or hundreds of comments on your first try. Some people do, but you do have the potential to. But if you keep at it like me, my first posts were miserable. My first videos were horrendous. You can go down my timeline and watch those. They were really, really bad because everybody sucks when they start out. And you need to get those sucky videos out and those really bad posts out up front. And the more you do it, the quicker you'll get to a bit more competence and a bit more skill, and you get better at what you do. But you have to put those really ugly pictures or really bad videos out up front, because if not, you'll never get to the better videos. You'll never get to the better content. So that's something that I really would urge everyone here to do. Just put out your content. I don't know if it's inspiring, Doc. There's Dr. Nurul Ilyana here saying it's inspiring, but I enjoy it. I wake up pretty early, about 5:30 in the morning. I take a walk to a nearby surau or mosque, a small mosque. For those of you who don't know what a surau is, and there's a small mosque in my neighborhood, and I'm very grateful that we still have access to it. That there's limited people who can go in, but I'm part of the committee, so it does say you can have a certain number of worshippers plus the committee, and I'm part of the committee, so I can go every day if I want to. But if I wake up at 5:30, I have plenty of time to get ready, get showered, have a nice little stroll, a little walk, and say my prayers there in the morning. And then when I come back, it's still early. Birds are chirping. You've seen the videos. Really, it's still dark. The sun's coming up right behind my house. You have a beautiful sunrise, and it's just me time. I have my me time in the morning. Then I go out on a run with my wife. Then I produce a little video. Then post it out most days. So it's a good time for me. Shazwin saying she uses Canva too. Canva is amazing. It's so easy. Yes, it is super easy. You can do your resumes there for sure. You can do presentations now. You can do posters. This logo right here, Redbeard Media, was built on Canva. All of the stuff that I put out on LinkedIn, the images, the videos, was put out on Canva. It's totally easy to use. Please use it if you haven't. Husna is a buddy of mine. She can totally relate. She's just starting. She's joined our group, this Malaysian mafia of the Growth Academy. Thanks so much for trusting in me, Husna, and joining me. Whoever else wants to join, it's fun. DM me. I'll send you how to be part of this group. We're on WhatsApp all day long, joking with each other, helping each other out. Husna very kindly has offered to edit images for me. Another member of the group, you may have seen her, Ayu Shahira Salim. She's an awesome video editor, among other things. She is speaking at a women's, and this is because of LinkedIn. Ayu is speaking on stage at a Bloomberg event with the CEO of a bank and the CEO of Bloomberg Singapore. And she's just 9 months into her job, a fresh graduate. But because she is so engaging and she's exploded on LinkedIn, she's getting these sort of opportunities to go on these sort of stages. And can you imagine for a young person to be able to do that? It took me 23 years to get to that stage where I'm comfortable being on stage and speaking with other CEOs. But she's 23 years old. But she's already doing it. Amazing. If you've not connected to Ayu Shahira, please do. If you've not connected to Husna Khairuddin, please connect to her. It is fulfilling, site. Being on LinkedIn, you're starting content yourself. I see that you're doing good stuff as well. It is fulfilling. What's the most memorable achievement? Wow, achievement, huh? I've been on, like I said, quite a few podcasts, shows. I would consider those achievements. I'll give you a insider view. One time I saw this image that was totally un-LinkedIn like on LinkedIn. It was a guy standing in front of his, I think it was a Maserati or Bugatti, some super expensive car, which was parked in front of a Learjet, of a private jet. So I was in awe. I wasn't trying to be funny. I was sincerely saying, beautiful car and what a plane, right? I mean, these are things that any you can aspire to. I can aspire to having a Bugatti and a private jet. Why not? If I can afford it, I would love to have a private jet. So I said nice things. I said it was beautiful, wonderful. And you know what? Very next day, he started commenting on my post. This gentleman started commenting on my post. I commented on his, he commented on mine. We clicked. Not long after, he DM'd me and said, Azif, can I have your handphone number? And I said, for what? He said, well, I'd like to put you into this group, this WhatsApp group that I have. And I just took his word for it. I said, yeah, sure. Here's my phone number. And he put me in this group that had, I would say, the cream of the crop of thinkers in this country, in Malaysia, people who are both with the establishment, some of them anti-establishment, but they're all people who advocate national growth and how to make Malaysia a better country, a better place. So that he had like 2 or 3. One was for researchers, one was for, but he put me in all of them. And amazing, opportunity for me to be in a group with such esteemed people. These are names that many people would recognize in Malaysia, and I'm in a WhatsApp group with them, and I'm engaging with them, and I'm commenting on their comments. They're commenting on mine. That to me is priceless. I wouldn't be there without that. So thanks for that question. Deep work. Yeah. That's a great article from MIT. Somebody's asking me, and because of your setting, I don't know who this is. It is orange. I call myself red beard, but orange beard doesn't have that that ring to it, does it? There's so many red beards throughout history, and of course, Kurosawa has a movie about Redbeard. It's beautiful, beautiful movie. And of course, there's the pirate. There's several other characters. Orange beard doesn't quite cut it. Anyway, it is kind of orange, but since we got time, I hope I'm not boring you guys with all these stories. You guys again? I'm not boring everyone with just these stories, but actually, dyeing for men in Islam, dyeing their white hair and beards with henna is actually a recommended act. And in Islam, we call this sunnah. It's the sunnah of our the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. And he said to change it when somebody came to him with a white beard and white hair. I mean, there's a lot of his sayings which about the virtues of having white hair and white beards, but there was also a time when he asked people to dye it, and the preferred dye to use is crushed henna leaves, and it does at a start turns out nice and red, but eventually it becomes this bright orange color. And if you go, especially in the Indian subcontinent, you'll find probably 1 million people with bright orange hair and bright orange beards, and they're dyeing it with henna. And in trying to live this tradition, it's an ancient tradition. It's at least 1,400 years old. I am started to dye my beard in this color, and I've embraced it. I'm the only one doing it in the whole of my company, and people look at me funny. I don't care. I think I'm doing something that pleases myself. I enjoy the moniker Redbeard. So, hey, Will, Redbeard. Authenticity over perfection, always, always. On a serious note, oh, thank you. Who is this? Again, LinkedIn user. I don't know your handle, LinkedIn user. I could probably see it on my phone, but I'm having to handle all of this myself tonight. I don't really see it right now, but thank you so much for those kind words, that kind compliments. Interesting topic is a task. What we are taught in Growth Academy is, don't worry about it so much. It's about documenting what you're going through. So everybody has a phone. You can always write down. It's about being a bit self-aware. So if you go through your day and something triggers your emotions in any way, it could be joy, it could be sadness, it could be anger, whatever triggers you, write that down. Put a voice note in your phone, or type it out in the notepad on your phone and say, this is happening. If you have that is a beautiful start to a post or a longer article if you have time to write an article. But for sure, you can point the camera, your phone camera, to yourself and talk about what just triggered you. That is an interesting topic already. It's already interesting. If it touches your emotion, it's guaranteed interesting to you, and it will be interesting to others because it touches on an emotion. That, my friend, is how you come up with tons of ideas for topics to write about. Of course, there's a specific guide to it. If you want to go in a bit more seriously, you have to figure out what your content pillars are. What are you about? 3 things that you're about. Like for me, I'm about corporate culture. That's one of my pillars. I'm about being human and being kind. That's another of my pillars. I'm about inspiring others, motivating others. So if any of these things that trigger me falls into any of these 3 pillars, hey, I'm good to side of my content pillars, because I want to build a brand. Who is Azif Mustafa? Who is Redbeard? This is my brand. These 3 things I'm talking about. It's being real, being human. It's about inspiration, motivating. It's about corporate culture. So I write and talk about these 3 things. So for yourself, one of the things that you can do if you're serious about producing content every day is figure out what these 3 things are for you. Could be about engineering, could be about editing, it could be about anything at all. Once you know that, if you have an idea for a piece of content, you check whether it falls within your content pillars. If it does, hey, there you go, it's a post. But if, when I started, I didn't even think about this, and I just produced things that I felt were me. And if you're starting out on LinkedIn, that's where you have to start, because people engage with people they like, people they feel a connection with. And it's tough to get a connection with if all you write about is quantum physics, or is about this niche in engineering, or about something really niche about game development. These sort of things is what you're passionate about, really. Yes, true. But people want to know who's the human being that is passionate about this game theory, who's passionate about this obscure AI algorithm that you develop. Who is that person? And if they feel and they see you drinking coffee and having breakfast, having a chat, going out, you talk about your cats, you talk about the music that you love, then it's a much easier to talk about and having engagement about that obscure AI algorithm that you're so passionate about. People need to know the human being first. So if all you do when you're starting out, the first month, the first 2-3 months, all you do is putting out yourself out there, anything that you do, talking people through your day, that's great. Forms the foundation of trust, and without trust, there's no engagement. So that's where you start. Hetal, I think I answered this question about me being part of this WhatsApp group. Yes. Yeah, DZ. I was telling a story about you, man. So DZ, from my heart, I do, sir, because that's who I am. And, at my age, I'm 53 years old this year. There's no time to be fronting, there's no more time to be pretending to be someone you're not. It takes too much energy, it takes too much time, it takes too much of you if you try and pretend to be who you're not. So I try to keep it real as much as I can. I appreciate if all of you would call me out whenever you see me not being real, and you're saying, hey, that's not like you. I appreciate it if you do that. Got to frame that first post in a while. Do it, man. Do it. It is the beginning of your journey. It is. Will is so giving with his research, man. You're doing so much of sharing about all of this stuff that you're passionate about as well. Again, put yourself out there. People want to know who Will Nelson is, and somebody who's doing this perfectly and wonderfully is my good friend Carl Sean Watkins. He is putting himself out on a daily basis. We know who Carl is. We know the struggles and the pains and the demons that he's exercising. He publicly talks about this, and so much courage, bro. There's so much courage in what you do, and I feel you, man. Every single piece that you put out, I feel you, and that's why I consider you my brother. We've never met in person, obviously. He's in the States, but I have so much compassion and so much care for this man, Watkins, and so much love for somebody I've never met. It's scary sometimes, but I do feel so much for him, and I consider him a brother because of the content that he puts out that was so real and so touching. And if you want to look at content that is real, man, get connected to Carl Sean Watkins. Read the stuff that he puts out. Watch his live shows and the videos that he connects, that he produces. It is amazing. Yeah, LinkedIn user, I'm saying I don't know who you are. He said I WhatsApped you. Sorry, bro. I will check out that WhatsApp. So it is Fire so much. That's a great name, Firebeard. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been 45 minutes of me just yapping by myself. I hope I didn't bore any of you to death yet. What I'm trying to do is give you, things that you can use on your own journey. Thank you, man. Much love. One love, guy. So it's something that is totally amazing to me that so much feeling goes into what someone like Carl is putting out, and what I'm trying to do, because we are really sharing of ourselves. And it's scary at first. Will anyone like me if I'm real? Would anyone want to connect with me if I'm just being myself? I have to tell you, after August, September, October, November, January, February, 7 months of doing this, I have to tell you the answer is yes. People will like you. There may be people who don't like me and people who disconnect from me, and that's fine. We have to agree to disagree on this. But there's going to be people who will like the content that you put out. So you need to put it out there and have a bit of confidence. Gary V said that the organic that a newbie who has never posted anything in their life post a piece of content right now while you're watching my show, right after the show, put a piece of content out there. The reach that you will get is unbelievable. It's something that you would have to pay good money in Facebook or Instagram to get. But on LinkedIn, it's free. It's still free. I don't know how long it's going to be free. There are content producers, there are content creators from other platforms that are jumping on board to LinkedIn right now, and you can see their content. It's fantastic. It's fabulous. It's pushing up the bar for sure. But they will also bring in ad revenue. They will also bring in all of these partnerships that may change the game for us on LinkedIn. This way forever, for sure. It will change. But for now, right now, if you put out a post right now, you do a screen cap of this show and you put it out there and you said, I made a content, and Azif Firebeard here responded to it, and he made total nonsense out of it. I don't agree with a word he says, and you post that out tonight, right now, I guarantee you there will be people who comment, because I'm going to be commenting, and people who see me commenting will comment as well. And if you put out there right now, and you've never posted anything on LinkedIn yet, you post that right now, I guarantee you will get engagement. People will start following you, and people will be expecting, hey, when's the next post? So that's what I have to say. Salam, Will. Peace to you as well. Stop overthinking. Post it. You perfectly. That's exactly what you got to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I go, I need to promote some stuff. So yeah, I'm still being me, but I'm promoting because I am fanboying. You see this? You see what I just did here? This is me, and I kind of really badly edited into this picture of this gorgeous woman here. Her name is Tiara Jacquelina. We call it Puan Sri. Puan Sri is a title. It's like lady. So Puan Sri Tiara Jacquelina will be on my show on the 9th of March. I'm going crazy because this is a big deal. This is a big deal. So please help me promote this. Be there. Be ready to ask her questions. She is an amazing individual. She has produced, in my mind, one of the most beautiful and impactful movies of the modern era in Malaysia. Putri Gunung Ledang. We'll be talking about that as well. Do come on board. Please tell people about this. It is amazing. You will be amazed. This is an opportunity. I have just put myself in all of these pictures because I have no shame. I'm so excited to be here. Yes, that's her. Where is she? That's Tiara Jacqueline. And this is me. This is me. I have no shame. So this is something that I'm super excited about. I can't tell you in words how excited I am. In 6 days, Tiara Jacquelina will be on my show. And she's so excited because she said it is a day after International Women's Day. So she is a huge women's rights advocate, a huge advocate for diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI, and we'll be talking a bit about that. I will want to dig into her experience. If you have questions for her, please post it in the comment section. I will do my very best to convey your questions and your messages to her. I loved every minute of talking to all of you tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for chatting with each other. Please connect with each other. Please connect with everyone in this room today. It's embarrassing then doing it right. Yeah, you are. Everyone's out of their comfort zones when they're out in the public like this. I am uh, falling into myself. I know I've been on stage. You've seen me on the TEDx stage. You've seen me on various stages. I've been on TV, but nothing like this. This here is my own TV station. I have a production house and a TV station of my own in my little office in my home, and I reach out to people the world over, and that is crazy. This is also being streamed live on the Redbeard Media YouTube channel. I haven't been promoting that, so nobody's watching it live. Some people do watch the recordings there, and people will watch the recording here on LinkedIn. I do hope to repurpose all of this and turn it into podcasts and get it on Spotify, get it on Apple Pod. So, there's a lot of plans for the content that I'm producing. And for that, I thank all of you, because if it weren't for you tuning in and giving me this fantastic feedback, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be spending my evenings right here, but I got to go. I have to time box myself. I need to tuck my youngest son in bed. I need to spend some time with my wife tonight with her. But the time that I spend with all of you is nourishing, is feeding my soul. I have to thank each and every one of you so much for this. I really appreciate you. Please get on board next week with Puan Sri Tiara Jacquelina. You will be amazed with her if you don't know her already. If you already know her, I know you're swooning yourself. With that, I'd like to thank you once again. Please continue to be safe in these crazy times that we're in. And as always, stay kind. Take care, guys. I love y'all. Bye.